Cheers, Hadu Buckaroos. How the heck are you? I'm the Whiskey Whisperer for the purposes of this video anyway. Hey, the Hot Toddy video. So I was telling a friend yesterday I was getting a little tickle in my throat, and she swears I have coronavirus. I am certain that I do not. I'm certain that it's allergies because I go through this every year at the beginning of fall, beginning of spring, every year. I mean, I know exactly how it feels. It's the same thing to me every year. So anyways, but I am actually feeling a lot better this morning. But I do still have that little bit of tickle in the back of my throat. So I wanted to do a hot toddy with you. And there are several ways you can make this, in all honesty. And unfortunately, I was out of fresh lemons. I thought I still had some, but I didn't. But I had some of that jarred, lemon juice. So I used that in a pinch. I prefer to use fresh lemon juice, but you use what you got. So I've got 3 ounces of Evan Williams. The last of my Evan Williams, 1 ounce of hot water, 1 teaspoon of some fresh local honey, some raw local honey, I should say, for my friend Todd that have bees. So it is local. And a little bit of that lemon juice, as I talked about. And cheers. Oh yeah, so honey and lemon kind of work together to break that stuff up. And I have been coughing up a lot of stuff today, and it's all coming up clear. Not that you need to know that. I'm a classic overshare. So yeah, I'm not concerned about being sick in all honesty, because again, I go through this every year, so I know what it is. I get stuffy, I forget to use Flonase for a couple days in a row, and allergies hit me. So I make sure I used the Flonase last night and again this morning. Get that stuff coming up, and you start feeling better. And again, it's all clear, so I'm not worried about sinusitis at this point, because that's typically what happens to me. I fight sinusitis every year. Typically, my doctor's pretty good about it. My wife just sends him a message telling him, hey, it's that time of year again. And he writes me a prescription for antibiotics, and I keep trying to avoid it, but it usually gets me at some point. I wasn't feeling bad yesterday, but I was feeling a little run down. Today I am feeling a lot better, even though the voice still sounds a little rough. I took a very hot steamy shower and got some of that stuff out of my chest, and that really helped. And I thought I'd just sit back, make a toddy, and let everything feel better. And I had just a little bit of this left, so I thought, truthfully, it was 3 ounces. I could have made an ounce and a half. I could have had 2 drinks anyway. But I'm a go big or go home kind of guy anyway. As far as the amount of lemon and the amount of honey, well, that's really up to you, and the amount of water as well. I mean, you can find 100 or maybe even thousands of recipes for a hot toddy. There's a million ways to do it, but it can be done rather simple. Again, this case was 3 ounces of the whiskey, 1 ounce of hot water, a teaspoon of the honey. If you need it sweeter, use more. I used about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Again, I didn't measure. I just poured some in there. Might have been closer to an ounce. Who knows? I don't care. I just pour, man. Anyway, I just pour. I tell you what, though, the throat does feel better as I'm drinking this. That honey and that lemon really coat the throat. I am feeling a lot better as I'm drinking it. Could be the whiskey topping it. No, but I mean how it feels, how the throat feels is what I was getting at. Try to spray for flies before I came out, but boy, they're just attacking me. I think they're getting a beat on the honey is the problem. They're getting a beat on the honey, man. I got some spray. I may have to hit them again. Just didn't want to hit them while my drink was out here. Anyways, I digress. I thought I'd come out here, clean up my bar a little bit. I haven't had a chance to get out to my pub area in a while due to weather. Get the flies, man. Get those little bastards. Anyway, get those little bastards, Tom. Get up. I have to get my fly swatter out here. Try to get them with a lamp for me. Oh, I didn't get that one. I nailed that little bastard good. I nailed that bastard good. Anyway, the hot toddy. The hot toddy. Let me try that again. Take 2. It does help break some of that stuff up. So again, you can get it out before it does. If you let it sit in there long enough, yeah, it will turn into sinusitis on you, and you don't want that. Boy, this is delicious though. That honey, got it on my glass. It was a little sticky. The honey is really good. You can see how dark that honey is. It's not, it's not what you buy in the store, my friends. It wasn't cheap. I will admit I have bought cheaper honey. I've even bought more inexpensive raw honey, but I like the idea that I was buying from a local friend, so I don't mind. Because we typically buy from Amish stores, but they're not exactly local. It's a little bit far from local. So you're better off, getting local honey because that does help with allergies as well when you're using local honey. That's a delicious cocktail, man. I don't care who you are. It's not just for colds, man. It's not just for colds anymore. The hot toddy, it's not just for colds. Gosh, darn flies. Thought I could spray out here. Wouldn't have a problem with them, but boy, they are just going away. This works a hell of a lot better than Robitussin, I'll tell you that. Maybe not as good as cough syrup back in the day that had codeine in it, you know what I'm saying? Or other ingredients. Some had opium in it. Yeah, it's not that good, but it's good. It's not that good. It's not opium good, but it's good. Anyways, the hot toddy. I get distracted, man. I get distracted. I had this bottle for a while, um, so this is a good use for it. I didn't want to necessarily use some of my, more expensive whiskey. I think I got a pretty good mix. I might have been able to use a little more honey. I just wasn't sure. I didn't want it too sweet. But it all blended well, as you can see. Anyways, I digress. But I digress, man. I am Tom, the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor, wisdom man. All right, good guy. Cheers.